I am a student.
a daughter and a sister.
I am a mental health first aid certified.
I am a wife.
I am a mother.
I am a volunteer at Shasta Humanity Project.
I am the former drug addict. I am the former parolee.
I am a hard worker.
I am the man that has 3 mental illnesses, but they no longer have me.
I was homeless.
I was homeless.
I am homeless.
Stereotypical image is someone panhandling, somebody dirty.
As a nuisance.
Who is lazy, who wants to be there.
Combative, or we're abrasive.
Or drug addicts, or mental health.
Doesn't want to work hard.
Well, they just want my money. They just want my money.
It's really becomes to the stereotypicalism that one gets to believing that we are where we are because that's where I'm supposed to be.
When I was 15, my parents went through a separation. It got to the point where I was tired of being mistreated, and there wasn't anywhere really for me to go. And so my mother helped me pack up and dropped me off at a friend's house. Basically, it was couch surfing. And from there, I ended up living in the woods for a few months. There were probably about 15 to 16 other people about my age who were also kicked out from their homes and had nowhere to go. And so we all sort of grouped together and kept each other warm and fed each other, and we sponged with each other and became each other's family.
I became homeless many years ago due to methamphetamine use. I became addicted to methamphetamine while I was in Las Vegas working as a cook. I became a user of methamphetamine to hide my emotions from my mental illnesses. When I lost my job there, I went to Orosi, California. From that point forward, I lost the apartment that I was living in due to not able to pay. But I was using all my money on drugs. At that point, I really was in and out of wanting to commit suicide.
So my husband and I had recently spent all of our savings on getting married, and my landlord had sold our home. And so we had no savings and no deposit because we were young, and suddenly no home. And we were lucky enough to have friends and family to stay with temporarily. We had family that put us up in a hotel, but we had no permanent housing. But we were just living by everyday grace.
After being homeless for a certain period of time, a homeless person gains a mental illness. If nothing else but depression or anxiety that comes with that. We cannot loiter or set, without a certain period of time before we're charged for, loitering or Penal Code 602, public trespassing. That's the reason why we must stay on the go. We stay exhausted physically because we're exhausted psychologically and mentally. Because we're afraid to be anywhere in public because we may be deemed violent, we may be deemed or misunderstood as abrasive.
It made me feel hopeless. It made me feel as if there was something wrong with me. Everybody had told me that I was an unruly child and that I was doing things to break the laws and the rules because I was a bad person, and that wasn't particularly so. I really just didn't have the proper guidance that I needed.
So there was a different stress every day of never knowing what house you were going to be at, where you were going to be from, how you were going to get to work when our car wasn't working, how you were going to get home, except for there was no home to go to. So where were you going to go? And it was a constant worry, a constant struggle. I've always had anxiety, but it became much worse. I wasn't able to continue school. I wasn't able to perform just going to work every day.
I became housed because I had a whole community of people believing in me, specifically my teachers. I had one person in particular that took me under his wing and told me that I was important and that I could make changes and that I could make changes for other people. He also helped me get my work permit a little bit early or illegally so that I could get a job and start getting financial income. And from there, I started just doing really well.
My anxiety's gone down. I've been able to get in to see a doctor and be able to keep those appointments and make plans and truly be able to live a full life that wouldn't have been possible had I not had the stability that giving a house has. So a list of tools that I use to control anxiety now: counseling and medication, breathing techniques, like that.
Right. I always worry that I'm gonna be homeless again. It's something that's always there. I'm always worried about food. I'm always worried about paying my bills. I'm always worried about losing my home. Many people don't choose to be homeless. It's something that happens to them because of emotional abuse or physical abuse or sexual abuse, and they just don't want to be there anymore. And so they'd rather be on the streets.
As different as I am from you, each homeless person is different. Why they're homeless, how they got to where they are, and what the solution is for getting them housed.
A person should be viewed for their character, not the unshaven face, the missing teeth, or the shambled clothes, because beneath that is still a human being with feelings and emotions, and we should be treated as such.